Wait, I gotta start. You can sit down. You're recording, right? Just look at the back. Do we all look like we're in?
Yes.
Try the other side. Looking through the other side. We all look like we're in the frame?
Yeah, we're all there.
Alright, cool. It's recording? Sorry.
Yep.
Alright. Hang on, I gotta start. No, you're good. You sit down. We can clap while you sit.
The mic will pick up the class.
And get no facial expressions.
It happens. We're live, baby.
Alright. Hey, how we doing? This is James Alba, and welcome to D4 Sports, sports entertainment for the walk-ons of life. I'm joined by Mike McNulty and John Otto.
How we doing?
And today we're going to be talking about the return of Major League Baseball, ladies and gentlemen.
Can we tell our viewers something before we get too deep?
Go for it.
We are in the attic of a garage, our new studio. We're all set up. It is hot as hell, and we are all wearing masks because, you know, we're trying to be responsible. But if you see us sweating, just bear with us. We're all pretty big dudes, and, you know, let's kick it off now.
Hey, we got the white t-shirts on, Southern
Wet
Model
t-shirt
merch.
contest. Yeah, we got some new merch.
You guys might get a little peep show.
Yeah, we might have a wet t-shirt contest by the end of this.
Alright,
If
so
we get 100 viewers, we'll do a wet t-shirt contest next episode.
I lost.
None of that. That's all John. But let's get into it.
Alright, so we got baseball back. I mean, we saw it coming. We weren't sure if we were going to get it a couple months ago. People, you know, bitching and moaning, was getting upset about this, that, and the other thing. Money, owners wanting not to play. But we got it back. We had a great weekend, opening weekend. What did you guys think about it?
Well, I mean, I thought it was a good weekend until the Marlins tested like 13 positive players.
And now it's up to 17 today.
It's up to 17 today?
They got 4 new tests positive today.
Oh my god. See, go ahead. You want to talk?
Yeah, I was just going to say Yankees hit nukes.
Yeah.
Shout out Aaron Judge, shout out Giancarlo Stanton. 480-something foot home run, 120 mile an hour exit velocity on one of them. Nationals, defending champs. Trash!
Damn, I didn't realize that. But like, alright, so COVID-19 hitting the MLB though.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's going to be a lot of asterisks, okay? And in my opinion, how this is going to ruin teams if they get caught like this with multiple players going out with COVID.
Well, what was crazy was we had I forget the guy's name, but the guy got waived by the Padres and he ended up getting picked up by the Marlins today. And it's like, you want to be happy because you still have a job, but do you really want to step foot into that locker room?
No, not at all.
Well, I don't think those guys are even in the locker. They're probably like quarantining themselves, right?
Oh, they have
I
to.
would assume they disinfected the whole locker room.
But you got to assume that if 17 guys in the organization had it, everybody has to have it.
Or they were kind of exposed to it at some
Definitely
point.
Yeah, those
exposed.
guys are all together like 24/7.
It's crazy. But yeah, it's like there's really no easy way to do this because they're trying to travel. We're going to each other's home ballparks all the time, and we want to be able to, you know, enjoy playing baseball in our homes. But at the same time, you know, you've got the NHL at a neutral site, you have the NBA trying to do a neutral site, and they have no positive tests coming from that.
Yeah, I mean, that's
well,
true.
Cuomo did say, I saw on Newsday today, Cuomo did say that all the teams are welcome to play in New York. That's like make New York, if you know they want to, MLB wants to, New York to
See,
be their bubble.
I got a fucking problem with that. Excuse my French, though, because you know what? Cuomo's making breweries. I had this whole thing about Cuomo saying that chicken wings weren't fucking real food, and that's crazy.
It's got to be food.
It's got to be food. Sandwiches or more, because chicken wings aren't substantial. But you know what? Let's bring the whole MLB to fucking New York. Are you kidding?
No, there's no way.
I mean, that's absurd. But then, alright, so you look at baseball. Now look at football.
There's no way a bubble could ever work with that.
But that, okay, I get like the NFL if they want to try it. Because you know what, they're paid players, they're represented by a union, they have their own calls they can make. But if you look at a college, how as a college are you going to take this liability? Let's say you have a kid on your team that either has a autoimmune disease like sickle cell, any other kind of autoimmune diabetes or asthma. I have asthma. I'm not as worried because it came out saying it didn't, but God forbid somebody has something they don't know about and they go to football practice or they go to two-a-days during the summer if they're still doing two-a-days. But then they go and all of a sudden they catch this and it's like, oh my God, I have it, and that kid dies. What happens? Are the schools going to be responsible for that? I heard they're saying like you have to sign a health waiver, but then what happens? You have the option to not go.
But it's an amateur sport. Like those people that decide to play, in many cases, take on the risk themselves because they are not professionals. It is not technically their job to play professional sports. Okay?
No.
It's their job. It's not their job to play college sports. They are doing it at their own risk. For the unions and for the unions of like the MLB and the NFL and the NBA, they're all negotiating their way to how are they going to get compensated. But I haven't really heard any negotiations about what happens when I get COVID. So
Yes.
you have to have these things in place, especially in a college, because
Oh my God.
these guys are amateurs, and not only that, they're supposed to be going to class.
And the other thing is, the minute you bring kids back to a campus, it's a breeding ground. Like, look at mono, look at the flu. You see it happen the most at school during flu season. The whole dormitory will get it. And now COVID, like with flu said, it contagious. It's like one person can infect 9 people. Well, they say COVID can infect 45 or something like that. And if you were around this, and like football alone is a contact sport. And the only reason I think they'll have college sports is if football plays. But I really don't think at this point in time, at the end of the day, it is a sport, and you're going to put kids from 18 to 23 at risk of getting something. And as a school, I kind of think like you have to make an educated choice to protect your students, because at the end of the day, they're student athletes, not athlete students.
What do you
Alright.
think, John?
I think, get this, I think no sports this fall. Then in
Okay.
December or something like that,
Oh.
I get it, right?
It sucks, but it's part
Right.
of it.
We're
in a pandemic.
Right. You got to save the athletes. These kids aren't getting paid. Well, aren't getting paid. So.
But that, and then the other thing on top of that is only like how many programs make money playing football.
There's D1.
But there's not
D2.
not even D1. All the D1 schools
yeah, you
don't
see-
make money. It's like
you look,
9
you
schools.
look in the stands at a Duke football game. There's about 150 people in the stands.
But it's just like they're losing money anyway. So why go into a season where you're going to lose even more money?
well,
Like,
the
to me,
Ivies already cut their.
Yeah, but come on, the Ivy guys.
It cost them the money to.
But it is pretty crazy that the Ivy League was the first people to say we're not playing our conference basketball tournament, and then very soon after, every single conference followed suit. So
Because how do you not follow they're the smartest people? You know what I mean?
that's kind of where I'm getting
That's where the doctors are, where the lawyers are. I mean, these are the smartest people. We gotta at least listen to their input.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
But here's a spin zone for you. No sports this fall, but think about March next year. We'll start up football in March. Say a vaccine comes out in like October.
They're
November,
saying December now. I was watching the
Okay,
news.
so everyone gets school pays for it, whatever. Everyone gets the vaccine, so you're all corona proof. So imagine they do the whole like month-long training camp. So they start football in February, right? They start baseball in February, basketball March. Imagine March Madness with all this going on. It'd be football, basketball, and baseball all in the same weekend.
Yeah, I mean,
that only happens once, ever.
And
Like,
thank God they're not giving you a $1,200 check then, because there'd be a bunch of degenerates betting on fucking basketball, baseball,
Oh, I know,
football. Oh my God, I would be too.
They
So,
would be parlaying schools.
oh my, it'd be
Ohio
insane.
State's gonna sweep the
Yeah,
weekend.
you know what I mean? It'd be crazy.
yeah, I mean, just think of the spin zone. It's the price you gotta pay.
It's a tough call, and for major league sports, I get it. They're getting paid. That's their job. But as a student, you got to watch out for the well-being of your students.
And for me, I'm a high school football coach. We have no idea what's going on. All they told us is there's no way you don't start until at least September 21st. And that's what the state has decided. A bunch of states have already canceled it outright, and then they're also telling us, hey, you might play in March.
That's what I heard. Too,
I heard
yeah.
that too. They canceled. My cousin Matt, that goes to Ithaca, they canceled the season. They're like, we're not playing football. And it sucks. But at the end of the day, too, like these kids now have a year of eligibility. They can play while they're getting their masters if they wanted to. Now D3, you don't have a scholarship, so it's a little different. But if you're in D1, like I'd be pretty pumped, because like if I wasn't good enough, I could kind of work on myself. You grow into yourself another year.
Look at what's his name? Joe Burrow.
Yep.
The guy spent 6 years of college.
Exactly.
And finally got his Heisman season, and now he's a multi-million-dollar.
And you can get a master's. So God forbid.
He rode the bench for 5 years and then had one good year. or
I-
what was it,
I
4 or 5
agree.
years or whatever, and had one good year and now he's number 1 overall pick.
But you're basically talking about everybody getting a free redshirt season because these
Yes.
guys that are playing, they're not playing, so they're not jeopardizing their eligibility. The people that I think about, what about these 5-star recruits that are coming to
Yeah,
Alabama that were
that's-
told, hey, you have a full scholarship the second you walk on campus? No, you don't, because there is a specific number of scholarships for each program, and the senior that couldn't go to the NFL